Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Laststandgamers, and welcome. So we're back on the Mad Arron server to take a look at what the players have been up to, see what new additions they have to their bases, what new rovers they've been building, and just see what crazy inventions that they've been creating. So we're over at the TIR base, and there's quite a few new additions here. The first of which is this ginormous door. Now this will fit most large rovers through it. You can see it's reinforced by 2 landing gears there in case it comes under attack, and the scale of this thing could stop a rover from jumping over it. Unless it's one of them super jump rovers, then it'll definitely make it over the top. You can see the top is also lined with turrets. There's not loads of turrets around, but it's enough to deter either a small attack or buy them enough time to get some of the rovers into the action. So as we enter in through the back here, we've got a little bit of a response vehicle tucked in through the door there, and they've built this nice little platform so they can quickly respond with their rovers to the front gate. Under here as well, they've got this little blockade gate that can be raised up on a piston, and it can stop people using that main road if necessary. A cool little feature. Now over here to the right, they have themselves a multi-story car park with a cool barrier system. I'll bring my character over here. We'll quickly steal this little quad bike that they've got parked there, and I'll show you how their gate works. This is a cool little feature. I don't know why. It's not something super complicated, super advanced, but as we just drive up into the facility with this rover, you'll notice the little barrier goes up, and there we're in. I make sure I get my ticket so I can display it clearly so I can get out of here. But as you can see, multi-story car park type system, different floors, different rovers, plenty of space here still under construction. So as they've been working hard, they've been building a lot of different rovers as well. They seem quite popular with these 6-wheeled small little compact ones, so this has still got a lot of work left to do on it. The turrets are yet to be operational. They've got themselves this drilling rig. No faction is complete without a good drilling system. You can see the drill holding down in the bottom section, and it's nicely detailed the interior as well with some of these little beams going around the side. They've also got themselves another small attack rover, another 6-wheel design. This one still has some features that have yet to be finished, but it does have some weld up wheels there on the side to keep the wheels fixed. Very cool indeed, and it's got some nasty rocket launcher in the front. Now coming over here, we have the 2 ships that the faction has managed to pretty much dig out from the ground, stick wheels on, and drive them back over here. Now one of these looks like it's being converted into some sort of carrier. We've got a rover tucked inside here. There is magnetized to it, and there's a bunch of rovers parked out here. I don't know if these are transporting some supplies as they're working on this, but something's definitely happening with this one. This one has also been modified. They've got doors leading out either side of it here. I don't know if this is going to be some sort of war rig where they jump out of it and attack people as they move around. They're also modifying the cockpit up there at the top. Now what's quite cool about this base as well is we've also got ourselves 2 little miners, and we've got various different hangars that belong to different residents of the faction. In here we've got the undefined deluxe hangar. We've got a wrecked little rocket glider here. We see these roaming around the server. These can be quite dangerous, but in this case it looks like it needs a little bit of repair work through here. We've got ourselves some grinders, we've got ourselves a welder system over this side, a very nice little hangar. Now the main facility is located right here in the middle, and they've got some connectors, they've got all the storage they need, and they've got some basic underground access. That just really leads to some more storage. Nothing too special to show you back there, but you can see these various welder points and piston sort of contraptions here where they can actually control and build up more ships on the fly if they wish to. Above they've got a little bit of a solar panel area without any turrets on, surprisingly. Quite interesting. And over here they've got themselves an interesting little rover that's starting to take shape. This looks like some sort of control turret that you can sit on. I'll have to see how that fares in battle. Over here we've got ourselves another rover and a little hangar tucked into here. It looks like the start of a another rocket vehicle. This one doesn't look like it's a glider though. It looks like some sort of rocket buggy, more like. Now the final thing to show you with the TIR outpost is this little guy located up here. At first I thought it was just a few extra blocks, but this is actually a lookout tower type device. And something quite worrying about this is it looks like it's been taken offline or it's been depowered. The actual power for this thing has been shot out here, and there's no power going to the respawn base, so someone's going to have to do the trip of going all the way back up to the top and re-enabling it. But look at the view this thing has got. It's got a great view of the surrounding area. Anyway, let's move on to the next outpost. So if we quickly go on to our entity list, we can find the next base quite quickly. So we've got ADI to have a look at. So heading over to the ADI outpost, it looks like it's a little dark over here. Let's bring some light to the equation. There we go. We've got another massive canyon. Now this canyon itself has this giant ADI door that works a little bit like a cat flap. A lot of them are building these things to try and keep people out, but it looks like some things have been shot out here. I don't know if ADI have become under attack or something's gone on, but it looks like some turrets are smoking. Maybe this is left over from a previous attack or something, and the door is down. Now, having a look at some of their vehicles, they've got this giant rover. It looks a little bit like a caterpillar. I don't know why. It's got the 6 large wheels, and then it's got the smaller wheels in between with various different turret points. Coming under here, this is what I found quite interesting. It's got this sort of under arch area. Is this going to be a miner? Is it going to be some sort of abduction ship that you can get smaller ships out? Or is it going to work as a mobile hangar for other smaller rovers? They've also got this one in the works. I think this was in the works last time. Not too much more has been completed on it, but when this gets built, it should be quite a nice, especially a big wheel design like this one should be quite a nice feature for their army. Now, next up, they've got this little rover, quite low in profile. Got the hangar door that needs a little bit of work there on the side, and they've also got a drill platform in, of course, a classic building yellow colour. Behind that, they've got this little truck that features what is either a tow truck or a catapult. Either one would be pretty damn cool to see in action, either towing rovers or catapulting things into other people's bases. We've got a nice little low down rover here, and it's got, is this a missile turret or is it just something hidden in there? Maybe this is a ramming vehicle. Oh no, this is the front end. There we go. Just got confused which end was at. Now we've got 2 more rovers on this side. We've got another heavily armoured one on this side with interlocking wheels. And over here we've got a wooden rover with a little turret on top. And you can't beat a little bit of wood. It looks like they've got some sort of magnetised piston thing picking up that rover there in the corner. Pretty cool indeed. Over here we've also got ourselves a welder arm. So instead of having a turret, this is a turret sort of welder. So they can fix things up at different angles, and they can extend that, of course, up and weld up different parts. On top of here, they've got a missile turret, something I haven't seen, a large grid missile turret, a radar dish, and a staircase that leads up to an upper area. They've also got this little grinding pit down there as well. Pretty cool. Now, heading into the hangar, they've got the various different sizes they need, and of course they've got a speed limit for driving in this hangar area. You don't want to exceed 5, or else you're going to have some problems. You might crash into people. And they've got some other ships stationed in this area, as well as some secret project hangars that they're working on in there. We won't have a look too much, but we'll continue on. So they've got a bright... Is that a banana? They've got a banana in the base. Of course, no base is complete without a banana. It's going a little bit green at the end there. They better get this one used. I don't know if it's going to be a bomb or some other sort of ship, but they've used some nice colour sort of toning on it. Really nice indeed. And they've got another little hangar tucked away here where they're working on more projects. Hang on, does this look like that car from the Dukes of Hazzard? The one where is it the boss hog drives? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue on. You find some weird things when you're looking through these hangars. So we've had a look at them on the grids. So the next base we want to go from is, we've had a look at ADI. Let's head over to ARC. Now ARC are going to be another interesting situation. They've got a lot going on here. They've got mining vehicles stuck within the rocks there, digging out more hangars. They've got a ship here. This, I believe, is Voids. He's called this one the Hedgehog. I don't know if he's done a name it after my hedgehog, but he's got one there. You can see there's various other rovers mixed in with the terrain. There's quite a cool little one over this side. It's this multicoloured dinosaur looking one. I don't know why it looks like a dinosaur. It reminds me of just a shape from above. Over on this side, we've got this drilling module with 2 mobile refineries. Interesting indeed. I don't know if this is to maximise the production levels. It'd be interesting if they comment below and let us know what these are about. And they've got the drilling rig there as well. Now, on the opposite side of their mountain sort of deep bunker facility, they've got this ramp that leads up to their production area. They've got a tank that looks like it's been repaired, maybe after a battle or something that happened. It's got a rotor turret, a few rocket launchers in the front here, tucked behind glass, and then they've got their printing section over here as well, so they can print and build whatever rover they need. And they've got a little bit of a loft here so they can chill and sleep overnight. A cool little addition. Let's continue on looking through the grids though. So now we've had a look through ARC, let's have a look at DBS. Now, DBS were the targets of a very, very big attack, but they have built back fast. They are quick builders, I'll tell you that. So we've got the front gate that we've seen before, and just look at the turret defense. There is turrets absolutely everywhere. You're going to have to bring an army, and as the players did, they brought an army to the gates, and it still wasn't able of defeating this base. So you can see they've got the ramp here. They've got hidden defenses in the floor. That's pretty cool. Now, most people know about this, so I'm not really exposing it. You can see they've got the missiles there. They'll fire through and blast any rover that tries to jump over the top. They've also got the door that we saw in the other video, where they've got themselves a fully loaded Gatling gun on a sensor, so that'll shred anything trying to drive past that section. And they've laid out this whole area just really nicely so they can make the best use of it. Let's go back to our admin menu and give us a bit of light over here if we can in this canyon. There we go. And there's some really unique rovers taking shape. So this is a giant rocket bike. You see the rocket pods protected on either side there. You've got the wheel in the middle. This thing is going to be crazy when it gets going. It's got some bumper pads there. You've also got these smaller little welder type vehicles. Maybe this is why they're that efficient at building, using all these little welder ships to get things completed. They've obviously got a welder type pit behind there. And they've got access to one of their bunkers. Inside the bunkers, they are mass producing some rovers. Even this is a small one of the one outside, isn't it? Very cool indeed. And they've got the hangar that leads up through here into various access rooms. This was in fact the area where the bike came out of. They've actually converted where the exploding bike came from into a little doorway that leads into that tunnel. Very, very cool indeed. And of course, they've got all these areas prepared. They're not going to let anyone get into this facility again. So coming up through here, they've also built a little bit higher into the mountain. You can see all these turrets here. They say sometimes it's better to have a defense that faces in, and that's exactly what they've done. Turrets everywhere. They've also built this other mountain facility up in this area where it looks like they're currently excavating. This faction's got a lot of different projects going on. They must be damn organized, or something's going on here. Let's just tuck up here. Use the buttons to lock down the base. Use the chair if all is lost. Ooh, that chair? I don't know. Anyway, let's leave that alone. Let's head over to the next outpost. There's so much going on in this place. It's quite crazy. So we're going to go back to our entity list, and we're going to go past DBS now. We've got some of these smaller bases. We're going to actually head over to the Fed base. We can see that that grid is quite small at the moment. There isn't much to show on the outside, so to say. We've got this really weird rotating sword type device that might have to have a word about, because it's going to induce some clang with them two rotors attached together like that. Entering through the bunker, they've got a double gated system just to stop anyone. They've got a few bodies around here. It looks like people have got trapped in that central area. And we've got one of these rovers that looks like it's storing some more of these attack bikes. So you can see that these attack bikes are really simple to build, but they're really scary when you're coming against masses of them. You can produce them off in probably less than a few minutes. You've got rocket launchers loaded up, you've got missiles, and I've seen quite a few larger rovers fall victim to the odd missile attack from these guys. Pretty cool indeed. Now over here we've got some other rovers taking shape. This was a very bright disco-y rover. There's a train being built over in this corner. You'd be surprised what players are working on. There's that little truck over there that we had to mess around with the suspension, as well as their printing system here. All very cool indeed. It also looks like they're working on like a top deck, maybe a rover storage or some sort of welding type vehicle here. Very, very cool indeed. Let's continue on to the next outpost. So jumping into our grids, we're going to go back down and we're just going to check exactly what's going on. So we've gone past the Fed stuff. We're going to have a look at the HOS. So HOS have quite a facility here in the open. Now, do you remember when I said that it was a one-man faction base building on the road and it was quite a risky idea? Well, they've expanded on that, I'll tell you that. You can see they've got quite a roleplay type base here. We've got these little points where the small rovers, focusing on small rover design isn't necessarily a bad thing. They've got turrets up at the top, various different quad bikes and other vehicles that they've been trying to build. And at the back, they're working on something a little bit larger, as well as these various different hangars that they've been building there. So one of the smaller outposts, I don't know if he's still working solo, this guy, or he's got a few friends in, but it's nice to see it taking shape. There's also a little sign near the door. Let's see what it says. Before doing anything, ask yourself, does this benefit the faction or only myself? So there we go. Another little speech from this particular faction. Let's continue looking through the grids. So we have gone through TIR. Let's have a quick look at SGC. Now SGC suffered a real big rotor glitch the other day, and because of that, let's just move over here. Yeah, the sun's over in this position, not too bad. Wheels were ripped off hinges, Rovers were smashed into things. It looks like they managed to repair a lot of it, but you can see they've got the drill rig out at the side here. They've got one of the Rovers being built. They've got the loft just above the facility, as well as some sort of radar dish they're working on. I'm not too sure what it's going to be. Is it going to be a defensive platform, or is it just for looks? And they're also working on a large rover in this section. Now, something that's quite cool about this faction is they have been working hard on trying to perfect hovercraft type designs. Now, it's not truly a hovercraft. Basically, it's a frictionless wheel build so they can hover and skid around. And the benefit of this is if you're not a great pilot and you crash, you land anywhere on them wheels and pretty much you're good to go. And they're stockpiling these guys. They've got missiles, they've got Gatling guns in the front nose of them, and they've got some other cargo rovers in this area. Very cool. And it looks like they're scrapping some as well at the same time. They've dumped some in that pit there. They've got the cool loft area above, so they can chill out, they can go offline, and they can view the sunset of the wasteland from this position. Really quite cool indeed. A very, very nice outpost. So we've seen some great places today. We've had a look around some of the larger places. We're going to do one or two more of the smaller ones. So we've had a look around DBS. Let's have a look at Apathy's area. Now, last time we came over to Apathy's outpost, okay, it looks like he's set up for another auction. Now, Apathy's been running some different auctions that have been going on. He's been trading people's ships, trading for ores and different resources. I don't know if this is one of his rovers or someone's come over to do some trading, but they can stop by this outpost, trade some of their ships, maybe trade some ore, and Apathy can see what he can do about it. You can see someone's trading a banana by the look of it, and he's put it on a rotation. And this looks like what's left of the auction room. What the hell is this? Why is my face on a block? Is it some sort of... Oh, it's like a spawn bay for the auction. Very, very, very cool indeed. I'm a bit worried that there's a plane here, though. On the Mad Arron server, this could cause a lot of problems. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'd love you to comment in the comment section below with which one of these bases was your favourite, which contraptions caught your eye, what might inspire your own base designs to change, and I will see you next time.